Thousands of military veterans in southern Arizona rely on the Tucson VA for medical care. Some vets have told us they've received great care, while others have told us of harrowing stories of delayed and incompetent medical treatment. The veterans and their families believe the contract with the U.S. government to receive lifelong medical care has been broken, and broken in a big way. Valerie Cavazos continues her month-long investigation and tonight introduces us to the family of veteran Keith Olsen.
88 days, that's the length of time Keith Olsen spent at the VA hospital where he drew his last breath.
It was just total chaos.
His son, Nick Olsen, describes the family's ordeal after the 68-year-old veteran arrived at the VA hospital by ambulance on December 29, 2012. Keith suffered from kidney disease and had been a patient at the VA for 7 years.
He was coherent. He was complaining about his lower back pain, saying he had a bit of a fever.
Over 3 days, his condition deteriorated quickly. Keith's ex-wife and caretaker says the veteran's blood oxygen levels were dangerously low. Records show a nurse tried to reach the doctor for hours while his fever worsened.
Paged MD. The whole day's gone by from noon to 7, and doctors never saw him, never did anything to him. That was a whole day that went by where nothing was done.
And Keith's condition continued to decline.
He was green and yellow. He had changed colors. He wasn't coherent anymore. His speech was garbled. He couldn't eat. He was being poisoned by his kidneys because they couldn't eliminate the waste.
Septic shock set in, and the day after New Year's, Keith stopped breathing. A code blue had been called. He survived, but in February, the family says the doctor told them Keith was not going to get better.
I called Nick that day and I said, they're telling me that he's not even going to live. And what do you say to someone who tells you that he's not even going to live?
Keith died March 22nd, 2012.
How would you describe the entire ordeal?
Frustrating, painful.
And Nick Olsen, he's angry and says he holds the Tucson VA responsible.
Taking my father away from me, he would have had many good years left. He really would have. And they cut that short, and they weren't the least bit nice about it.
Experts say patients can have rapidly progressing multi-system failure and can die from that. But the Olsens say their attempts to get care and attention from the medical staff is inexcusable. And they're hoping the VA investigates Keith Olsen's death. Valerie Cavazos, KGUN-9 on your side.